Everyone, welcome to Vysh Courses YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the current update called Niti Aayog's Multidimensional Poverty Index. Okay, according to this report, over 50% Bihar was poor in Niti Aayog's poverty index. So, before going deeply into this topic, I would remind you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it with your friends and neighbors, and most importantly, comment your feedback in the comment section. So with this note, let's start the video. If you see this news, I have took it from the Hindu newspaper. So over 50% Bihar poor is new index based on health, education, standard of living. So this is a new for the first time ever in the national level in India. This kind of report is released by Niti Aayog. According to this report, 50% of the people in Bihar were poor. So it is a multi-dimensional poverty index. It's not just the poverty, that is the thing which is new in that. So it includes not only economic factors but also all the social indicators like health, education, standard of living. So based on this index was released. So measuring poverty actually is an important task even for a country level or a state level or in the international level also. So it is an evolved concept globally over the years. The conventional method will only specify a minimum income required to purchase a basket of goods and services to meet the basic needs. Okay, that was a conventional method or a normal method. So earlier, if you see, the 12 Planning Commission actually used it to measure the number of poor on the basis of the poverty line itself, not on the social indicators but on the poverty line. So according to one such report, if you see, 21.9% of the population were poor in India in 2011 and 12 against if you see 2009-10 data, 29.8%. So it is earlier done by erstwhile Planning Commission. Okay. Now, if you see the report based on the Suresh Tendulkar methodology, by that those who spent more than rupees 33 a day. So the person who is spending 33 rupees a day in urban areas and 27 in rural areas were not treated as poor. Okay. So according to Suresh Tendulkar committee, they have given this criteria in order to decide the poor people. And if you see Rangarajan committee, it has estimated that 2014 to be an rupees 972 a month per person in rural areas and 14 not 7 a month per person in urban areas at 2011-12 prices according to 12 as a 11-12 as a base year. In the 2014, rupees 972 per month per person is the spending that need to be done in rural areas and 1407 a month per persons in urban areas. Okay, this is C Rangarajan committee. Before one is Suresh Tendulkar committee. Okay, you have to remember these two committees. So very important committees, so remember them. This poverty line approach was abandoned by Niti Aayog, which replaced the Planning Commission on January 1st, 2015. So this approach was abandoned by Niti Aayog. So according to the multi-dimensional poverty index, it seeks to measure poverty across its multiple dimensions. So as the name suggests, it will measure poverty through multiple dimensions. So the National MPI uses the globally accepted methodology which is developed by Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative OPHI and United Nations Development Program. So these two organizations already use it to develop a globally multidimensional index in the global scenario. So in the global MPI, this is an international measure of a multidimensional poverty. So it will cover 107 developing countries and was first developed in the year 2014 by Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative and United Nations Development Program for United Nations Development Programs Human Development Reports. Okay. Global MPI is computed by scoring each surveyed household on 10 parameters. Okay, in the global level, 10 parameters are seen based on which this calculation is made. If you see, they include nutrition, child mortality, years of schooling, school attendance, cooking fuel, sanitation, drinking water, electricity, housing and household asset. These are the 10 indicators through which the global MPI was calculated by OPHI and UNDP. You can see over here I have mentioned one picture. So here, based on the health, there is nutrition and child mortality based on the education, years of schooling, school attendance. Based on the living standards, they'll see cooking fuel, sanitation, drinking water, electricity, housing assets. Okay, these are the 10 parameters. The broad dimensions are health, education and living standards. If you see the according to the global MPI 2020, India actually ranked 62nd out of 107 countries with an MPI score of 0.123 and 27.91 percent head count ratio. It is based on the NFHS 4 data. We have already discussed in one of the video about one NFHS 5, which is recently released. Okay, but this global MPI in the last year was based on the NFHS data 4. You can see the National Multidimensional Poverty Index by Niti Aayog. Here, two more indicators are additionally added to the indicators which are measured in the global way. So, this is also based on health, education, and standard of living. But in the health, one indicator, that is antenatal care, is added. Okay, if you want to read detail about it, just pause the video and read how the people are deprived, how the people are calculated to be deprived based on the nutrition. For example, if I take the nutrition, a household is considered deprived if any child between the ages of 0 to 59 months, or woman between the ages of 15 to 49 years, or man between the ages of 15 to 54 years, for whom nutritional information is available, is found to be undernourished. So the person is said to be deprived based on the nutrition if this condition is satisfied. So based on these conditions, they are said to be deprived. So if you want to read in detail, just pause the video and read them in detail. Okay, it's not much necessary, but it's nothing wrong in knowing them. Okay, but you have to remember these 12 indicators. So they will be asked in the MCQ format in the prelims, and you can also mention these kind of details in your mains answers also. So if you see the overview, it is calculated in this way: head count ratio into intensity. Okay, this is equal to multidimensional poverty index. Head count ratio is 25.01, intensity is 47.13, and head count ratio is 0.118. If you see in the rural areas, MP is 0.155, in urban areas 0.04. So the national MPI measure is based on the 2015-16 NFHS data 4. Okay. So if you see the details of the report, first it is the first search index by Niti Aayog, and if you see the bottom 5 countries, the bottom is the Bihar, next Jharkhand, MP, UP, MP, Meghalaya. Bihar has more than 50% poor, and the starting rank, the better performance is by Kerala with 0.71% one, and Goa, Sikkim, Tamil Nadu, Punjab. Okay. And if you see in the map format, you can see over here, so the less than 10 is indicated by green. If you see here, Kerala, Goa, these areas are indicated in a green. So 10 to 20% is in the light green. You can see here. Okay. And 20 to 30 in yellow. Okay. If this part, Odisha and all, Telangana, and Telangana is light green. 30 to 40 is in the this thick pink, something like peach pink. Okay, more than 40, this is the concerned area. More than 40, this areas, Madhya Pradesh, MP, Bihar, these are the concerned areas. So this map represents the whole thing. So just observe the trend so that you can mention in the answer. You don't need to remember each and everything in detail. Just observe the trend. See whether in central India or the southern India, the more poor are there. If you see the trend in the southern India, you can see more green, more amount of green. So you can see relatively southern Indian states are performing well in this, like reducing the poverty. And if you see the northeast India or the near, like this north India is somewhat better. In the central India, if you see, you can see this more poor people in the central India and the northeast India. So Manipur and all are doing again better. Okay, these trends you need to observe. Among the union territories, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, 27.36, and Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, dominant due is 6.82%, and Chandigarh is 5.97%. And it has emerged as the poorest UTs in India. So these are the poorest union territories. The proportion of poor in Puducherry at 1.72% is the lowest among the UTs, and it's followed by Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and Delhi. Okay, it's less than 5 in Delhi. See, the other in the percentage of the total population that is deprived in each indicator. If you see the based on the separate indicators, those 12 indicators, the most damaging indicator is cooking fuel, that is 58.5% people are treated as poor because they have lack of cooking fuel. Then it is because of the sanitation and drinking water, electricity. Okay, nutrition. You can see over here the trends. And finally, let's see what is the significance of like giving such a report called Multidimensional Poverty Index. This report actually presents an in-depth analysis of the headcount ratio and the intensity of the multidimensional poverty at all the three levels, the national, state, and district levels. So the development of the MPI is an important contribution for public policy tool which actually monitors multidimensional poverty. So it will be helpful in framing the better policies in, and it will also inform the evidence based and focus based interventions, thereby ensuring that no one is left behind. Okay, so because of this national MPI is so much required. So finally, end poverty in all its forms everywhere. So this is what is needed. So we have to end poverty in all its forms everywhere throughout the world. Okay. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe, like, share, and comment. Jai Hind.